$NAYIMEDWARD nigga. NAYIMED.
I'm gonna be for real with y'all. I don't know how many more times we gonna do this. I've been up. It's all type of wires all over this bitch. But I wanted to make sure that we had everything right because I am going to be having a guest on the next live. Good morning to you, Haj. I know it's like 2 hours early over there. So with this, I just want to talk about these motherfuckers who finally, after 30 years of begging for their fucking publishing, they decide now is the time to complain. I'm not taking the do-rag off. My hair is still wet. It'll be off for the next one. So I pulled this up from Complex. Let me put this over here. I pulled this up. Aubrey O'Day says Diddy reportedly sent her an NDA in exchange for Danity Kane's publishing rights. And what got me when I was reading this, because I didn't read the whole thing, but what got me with this is where that shit at? She said, where is that? There's all type of ads on this goddamn page. Okay. I have to release him for any claims. I have to release him for any claims or wrongdoings or actions prior to the date of the release. She had to sign an NDA to get her publishing rights back. So this is my thing with these type of situations before we get into her complaining about the $900. The thing with being on a record label, you are a glorified employee. You don't own anything. You don't have anything. We all understand that Bad Boy is a record label that builds artists. It's not like, especially like Bad Boy from back in the day, Bad Boy it was never one of those record labels that just, oh, I just found this raw talent and it was just like I left it alone. Like, even people like Biggie had to be taken from the street, cleaned up, polished. Who's this? What up, Swell? What's up? What's up? What's up? Good Richmond man right there. But even people like Biggie and all these other motherfuckers had to be taken and they had to be polished and they had to be made into something. That's what Bad Boy always was. Bad Boy was never that label that was going to let you have free reign. Bad Boy was never the label that was going to let you do whatever the fuck you wanted to do. It was never going to be that, especially when Danity Kane. So if niggas is wondering who the hell this bitch is, Aubrey O'Day is from Danity Kane. I think she was the lead singer. I know they got a picture of her in this article. Here she go, looking crazy as a bitch. She came, I think, did Danity Kane come with Day 26? I'm not sure. It was a lot going on at, all at the same time. But with Bad Boy, when they was taking these people and taking these groups and shit, these people, all they could do was sing. Like, all they had was a voice. I'll say that. All they had was a voice. They weren't no spectacular writers. They weren't no spectacular producers. They wasn't no spectacular marketers or nothing like that. Bad Boy as a whole had to put every single resource into these motherfuckers. So when I'm thinking about her in this article talking about, let me pull it up, that it says the singer also claims that the deal will only earn her roughly $800 to $900 in royalties compared to the estimate $48 million the group's 2 platinum albums under Bad Boy generated. And this is a quote: "This is just some measly streaming money in order to stay hushed off or hushed on Puff." This is my thing with, shout out to the working man. I appreciate it. Salute. This is my thing with her and her $800 for measly shut up on Puff and all of that shit. Listen, you're lucky to be getting $800 to $900 because you've never, I don't recall her writing anything. I don't recall her ever writing a fucking song. all she is the mascot. This is what I be talking about with this glorified employee shit. Like, I've been in situations where motherfuckers really, you're in the room, you do all the work, you wrote the fucking song, you got to coordinate with the producer, all type of shit. You got to sit there with the engineer. Shit is not going how it's supposed to go. All type of shit is going on. And then here comes some motherfucker walking in at the end and everything is all done and polished and cleaned up, talking about, oh, I'm going to put my name on it because I facilitated it. That's a lot of these motherfuckers only got credits and only have their name on work because they was in the room. They only have shit going on because they just happen to be there. Or like, if you would be actually shocked and surprised how much work these people don't fucking do. You know, you hear the rumors about Dr. Dre and how after a certain point, even with Hitmaker, formerly known as Young Bird, motherfuckers not doing nothing no more because they've already put their work in. That happens all the time. So when you have a situation where if you're a songwriter and you're in the room with a motherfucker like Danity, like motherfuckers like Danity Kane or Day 26, all they are is the person up front. They really shouldn't be getting paid anything. And she's lucky to even have her name attached to anything so she can get a couple of dollars on the back end. You don't own the publishing for your shit. And it's fantastical and mind-blowing to me that these motherfuckers complain about shit where all you had to do was go hire your own lawyer. A lawyer, I've said this before, you can hire a lawyer to read something. A good lawyer, $2,500, and that's like, hey, that's like get you off the RICO price lawyer. A regular lawyer, you're gonna, hey, can you read over this to make sure this is okay? Separate from motherfuckers who walked you through the door and said, hey, here is your lawyer that we're providing you because you're the artist. You don't know a goddamn thing about reading a fucking contract. You can't trust them people. Go hire your own lawyer. $650 to $800. Maybe if a motherfucker is really like that, you might spend $900 to $1,000. $48 million going back to Puff, who rightfully deserves it and rightfully owns it. And it's crazy to even sit here and defend a motherfucker like that but everybody feels like because he is, oh, these people never got their publishing, they never made no money from their music, they never did this, but it's like, these motherfuckers is grown as fuck. Why would you, as a grown adult with a family, people that you need to take care of, this is your dream, your baby, the thing that you want more than anything, why the fuck would you agree to terms that like harm you? We saw Mace was complaining about, oh, all these years I didn't get my publishing or whatever. Now, you know, I ain't trying to be able to say nobody told them to sign the contract. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just think it's that people do these things obviously out of desperation. I know this nigga upstairs is not. They outside cutting the fucking grass. Okay, but these people do this shit out of desperation. That's why you would agree to, oh, I'm gonna own your rights forever as long as the galaxy lives, and these contracts be saying that shit. As long as the galaxy lives, as long as things perpetually go on through all times and space and throughout all musical changes, you will not have anything. And you like, oh yeah, sign me up because things will get better. They don't. They actually don't get better. You walk through the door like that. So you walk through the door, you don't know shit. You walk through the door, you don't do anything but have a voice. You're just a voice in the image for everybody else to get paid. You're like passive income. But you're complaining about the $800 that you're going to get when you didn't do a motherfucking thing for however many fucking years Danity Kane was active. I don't get it. But the reason that he gave them their shit back is because the terms are up. A lot of them people, that music he owned, they dead. Craig Mack dead. I think Craig Mack is dead. Craig Mack dead, Black Rob dead, Biggie dead. A lot of these motherfuckers done sold their shit to some hedge fund who got a record label in the back of their real estate business. It's been, I think the terms of their contracts was 35 years, then it flips back over. I know some people's was like 33 years, then it flips back over to them. So I'm just going to give it back to you now because, bitch, I done made all the money in the beginning. I done made all the money for the past 30 fucking years. So if you are not sure about how, or not sure, but if you're unfamiliar with how a publishing actually works, it's like a graph. So you have your song and it's like right here. And your song goes and goes and goes. And at the peak, and this is why it doesn't make sense if you sign with one song and you got to sign your one song over to the label, because after a while, you hit your peak. If you get a hit record, like a real hit record, and that's all they made over there, you'll peak and peak and peak and peak. But after a while, it starts coming down and down and down. Most songs don't just flat out crash and burn into oblivion. So when you're coming off that peak, it goes like this. So I think about Bodak Yellow. Bodak Yellow, when it came out, it made multi of these millions, $100 million song, blah, 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 blah. But it stables out to maybe $200,000 a month off the song, and that's what you're going to be able to get until the song eventually, and that's a real hit song. How many hits came from Bad Boy? That's all they had over there was hits. That's all they made was hits. So if you got songs that make 100,000, 200,000 a month, remember Fetty Wap was talking about Trap Queen was making $100,000 a month off just the song. The song was over. The wave of Trap Queen and Fetty Wap was over, but he still managed to bring that income in. But Fetty Wap and his team wrote the song, produced the song, they owned the song. They didn't sell that song to the record label when they signed. They was able to keep their stuff, and that's how he was even able to have that amount of money for his hit, but he also had other hits. He didn't go through the door stupid as fuck. That's what these motherfuckers did. Like, I just don't understand crying about it now after a nigga done made $100,000 a month off your shit. It's not even yours because you didn't write it. You don't have nothing to do with that shit. $100,000 a month off your shit for 20 years or however the fuck long Danny D. Kane been out, and now you're complaining when you should have been raising hell back then. But he giving it back to him because that shit done fizzled out at this point. All them people not making no money like that. He done made the bulk of it. So there's no point in fucking keeping it. You can do this. I'm going to go move on to the next thing and create the next thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the same shit over and over again. They run these same plays over and over again, and people keep falling out for them out of desperation. I'll talk about that another time, but like, it's like I'm real tired of motherfuckers singing the same song when it comes to getting done dirty. Do we not have enough examples of motherfuckers getting done dirty for you to learn that, like, maybe I should just do my own thing? And especially with social media, you can just get on this bitch and just do this. And the people who fuck with you will pop up, and the people who don't, they don't have to be bothered with you. You don't have to be bothered with them. They wanted that. I'm not crying over no fucking girl group talking about 48 million that they didn't raise hell over when they came through the door. Girl, fuck you and fuck all of that. She's not owed no money, by the way. I just got to put that. She's only getting 800, 900 for publishing. That's all she's worth. She's really not worth that. Give that money to the real person. Give that money to the fucking engineer. She don't know. She's not owed nothing. She's not a She's not a fucking victim. None of that bullshit. So, I'm gonna listen to this back. I'm gonna watch this. I don't know how I feel about. I don't know. I'm just looking at it now, but we're gonna be back at 12:10. So yeah, you're gonna want to come back from that. We're gonna be talking about baddies, and we're gonna have Gina up here. And thank y'all who tuned in. Shout out to the working man again. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna add you as a mod. I see you over here all the time. I'm gonna add Swell as mod too. All right, I'll leave this up. So I'll see y'all in about an hour or so.
NAYIMEDWARD $, nigga. NAYI.